Welcome back to Connor Thomas Health. Today I have a good one for you. It's all about this season we are in. As you know, fall has started, or some might still think it's right around the corner. But Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, they're already selling their pumpkin spice latte, and people are freaking out just like every year. And you can see stuff on the shelves and different products coming in that wonderful pumpkin spice flavor. Some people love it, some people are ready to just run away from it and ready for the next season. But needless to say, we are here. Fall is starting, as you might be able to tell, depending on where you are in the country or the world. It's some cooler, crisper mornings. It might not get as hot, but I think September is a wonderful time where it's kind of showing that things are starting to change. Summer is coming to a close, so one day you might be wearing shorts and a tank top, the next day you might be wearing jeans and a hoodie. So this episode is all about that season as fall begins and summer comes to a close. Hope you can still do some of your summer activities, but today we're going to be talking about what fall activities you can do that can benefit your mental health. So I have 5 of my favorites. Starting it off, we're going to get right into it by talking about something that a lot of people do on the evenings or on the weekends, and that's having a bonfire. And I really love bonfires. I love being outside. I love the community that it brings, lots of good conversations, lots of laughter. And the reason this is so beneficial for your mental health is because having some type of community to go through life with, people that you can call friends, has really been shown to have higher life satisfaction, lower rates of anxiety and depression, as well as people live longer, and they also just have less physical health problems. The reason people have less depression is because they're more likely to find meaning in their life, and with other areas such as anxiety, they're more willing to talk about their feelings and other problems they might have, which can really benefit their mental health in a positive way. So that's something great to do. Get outside, have a bonfire, find a reason to just spend time with friends, and the weather's perfect for it right now. This next one is about a food that you can eat, and it's no surprise, the first food I'm going to be talking about is pumpkin. Pumpkin, because of the orange color it has, it's high in carotenoids, same thing that carrots have. This compound has been shown to be linked to lower rates of depression as well as better sleep. And people that get better sleep also have lower rates of depression, so they kind of go hand in hand. And when eating pumpkin, it's important though to find sources that are actually healthy. Eating a pumpkin pie, eating that pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks, probably not the best choice. However, if that's something that you really enjoy, I do encourage you to indulge every now and then, as long as it's in moderation. Life's all about moderation and enjoying those things that we find comforting and that can bring us happiness. We shouldn't find all of our joy and happiness in food and things like that, but you can I'll guarantee that I'm going to be eating some pumpkin pie around this time of the year. I'll be indulging in some of those sweet treats, even though it's not something I do a whole lot of. Also, the spices that go with pumpkin pie, or some of those things, such as a pumpkin spice latte, cinnamon, clove, ginger, nutmeg, very beneficial for the brain and mental health, lower inflammation. And I'm actually going to link something I already have on my YouTube channel. Is a short of my favorite pumpkin spice latte, and I'm basically addicted to this thing. I have it almost every morning. I have a kind of like a high fat, no preservatives, no sugar, no sweeteners, or there is some sweeteners, but some healthier sweeteners. And it's really healthy, really good way to start off your day. So you're going to have to check that out. I'll put the link in the description below. So yeah, pumpkin, great thing to incorporate into your diet as long as you're doing it in the right way. This next thing, this is definitely my favorite, and that's simply to go on a hike, spend time with nature. The leaves are changing, like I already said with the bonfire. It is just the perfect time to get outside. The weather's like, you're not going to get too hot, you're not going to get cold, you can be active and hike all day. Just the changes of the leaves, they're just a sense of peace and relaxation, being able to experience that right now. And the first reason this is so good for your mental health is obviously exercise. The research just supports it so much. You've probably seen it with other doctors or channels or podcasts out there, and I talk about it all the time. all the clients I work for, I really encourage some type of physical activity. I believe it is hard, if not nearly impossible, to have any kind of healthy mental health, um, physical health. They just go hand in hand if you're not exercising. So this time of the year, it's just another reason to be outside, be able to see the leaves change, and get outside and get that exercise. The leaves just look so darn pretty and just so, you can really enjoy that time, the change of the seasons, and it's really cool to see. Also, being outside in nature has been linked to lower rates of anxiety and depression, less stress, and overall better mental health. Lots of different reasons for this. Some research is still up and coming. There's even links to just the sounds of nature, the birds, the lack of human noise, such as cars and, people mowing the grass, airplanes, things like that. But also just things such as like birds chirping, like I said, and just the breeze and the lack of anything else. So that's one reason it's been linked to better overall mental health. Being in sunshine has been linked to, with the vitamin D, lower rates of depression. It just helps us slow down, feel the peace and the calm, and there's less busyness. This has kind of been going back even into like the 1980s. Japanese culture has been looking into this and been looking into it for a long time. And they call it Japanese forest bathing or Shinrin Yoku. And that's just simply going out in nature, finding a place away from the busyness and just sitting kind of in a meditative like state, so that you get the meditation benefits, but also just being in nature. And more studies are also studying this of like how, like almost trying to dose it like a medication or like some kind of treatment. Like how much of a dose can we see benefits when it comes to being in nature? And they're finding that as little as 10 minutes in nature can have huge benefits over time with our mental health, including anxiety, depression, other mood disorders, and things like that. So I really encourage you to get outside during this time of the year. Like I said, I love being outdoors. I love hiking. That's something that's a passion of mine. So I'll be outside, being able to see the leaves change and just enjoying the hikes and things like that. This next one we're going to talk about is another food, and they're apples. Apples are, very yummy. They're easy to find in a lot of areas, super easy to eat and to add to your diet. I mean, you just really buy the apple and you just can bite right into it from there, as well as use it in different types of foods and dishes. They're quick, they're on the go. Like I said, very easily accessible, things like that. And there's a lot of benefits to the brain as well when it comes to apples and incorporating them into your diet. They contain quercetin, which helps protect the brain from oxidative stress, which again slows down aging in the brain, helps us feel better, and also can fight against dementia. They also contain a good amount of fiber and other nutrients that are good for the gut. And the gut has actually been like termed by some people as the second brain, because there's been a lot of research that what happens in our gut affects how we feel and the inflammation that our brain experiences. And as you might have heard me say before, and I'm not the one to coin this, but I say it a lot, is an inflamed brain is a depressed brain or an anxious brain, because when they do those brain scans, there's a lot of inflammation in the brain. And there can be a lot of reasons for this, but foods that can either add inflammation to our body, such as lots of preservatives and things like that, or some foods, in this case apples, can lower that inflammation in our gut and our body and really help our brain as well. So try to find another reason to eat apples. Most people like them. They're easy to eat. And, go to an apple orchard right now. That's another thing you can do outside. So go outside, go do something outside, and find a reason and ways to get apples into your diet. This last one we're going to talk about is spending time with either family, your significant other, or kids, going to a pumpkin patch, or like I just said, an apple orchard. And this is really important because having better relationships with loved ones, such as our spouse or significant other, or our kids, affects mental health in so many different ways. I do a lot of couples work as well, and couples that spend more time together are more likely to enjoy life. They're likely to have less fights, less stress in the relationship, more emotional and physical intimacy in the relationship. So that's really key, is to spend time. So in this case, going to a pumpkin patch or apple orchard, sometimes those are free unless you choose to buy something. So I'm not even saying that you need to be like spending like these huge dates or things like that together, but really just spending time together, something free. And I prefer it to be out of the house. If you're out of the house, you're less likely to see the dishes piling up or the door that needs fixed or whatever else is going at home. If you're out of the house, you're more likely to just be invested into the relationship. And then when it comes to kids, there's more and more research, supporting that, like the attachment and the bonding that parents and kids have as they're growing up is very, very important. And that long-term outlook on kids and, their overall mental health, including issues like anxiety, depression, attaching to their spouse or other like relationships that they have. If they don't have that key relationship with their parents, it's very hard for them to have a healthy outlook and healthy relationships with other people. So that's why I love the idea of during the fall time right now, some activities are only available during the fall time that are really exciting to do. There's other things you can do during other times of the year, but things like the pumpkin patch, corn maze, going to an apple orchard, those are going on a hayride. Those are really fun things to do with the family or significant others that are really important to do right now. It can be really fun for just lots of different reasons. So those are just some of the 5 things that I really like looked into and think can be really beneficial for your mental health during this time of the year. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Check out that recipe for that pumpkin spice latte. It's super easy to make and super delicious. So I hope these things are some things that you can apply to your own life. I hope you learned a few things, and I hope that these are just some things that help you live a healthy and meaningful life.